Hello, ladies and germs. We're back. It's another week. Another week has passed, and here we are on a Wednesday. Probably a Wednesday. I don't know.
It's Wednesday.
Well, I know it's a Wednesday now, but I don't know if it'll go up on a Wednesday.
It might not.
Will.
I don't think we record on Wednesday regularly.
We have been.
Was it Wednesday last week?
It was. So we'll see what happens. Anyway,
so.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Whining. To start off, we have a Twitter now. So you are more than welcome to follow us on Twitter. Please follow us on Twitter, actually. We are at Whining Podcast, just like the name, but without the hyphen.
No hyphen, no problem.
No hyphen, no problem. So yeah, feel free to follow us on Twitter and, tweet jokes at us, and we'll tweet a joke back.
Mostly because we want to see funny jokes.
We want to see those hot memes.
No, I don't want memes. I want jokes.
Well, I want memes. You can send memes to me personally then.
Josh loves the memes.
Josh's phone number is 555-827-5961.
Sure is. Send a meme my way.
His social security number is the same number.
So.
Yeah, how did you get that, by the way? I'm curious.
How did I get my social security number? Well, I was born in the U.S.
No, to be the same as your phone number.
Oh.
Well, he went to the social security office and asked, hey, can you change this to the same as my phone number?
I went to Verizon and I'm like, hey, I know this is a weird request, but...
And they said no.
But I insisted.
He was very forward about it.
So that's how I got it. Yeah, so we're back. Episode 2.
Yep.
This is episode 2. And this is the most consistent we've ever done on a podcast. So let's start off with what the wine is for the week.
Or who we are.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Just in case you forgot or don't know who we are, I am your co-host, Josh.
I'm one of your other co-hosts, Paul.
I'm PJ. I'm also a co-host.
A co-host?
I'm a co-host. I like co-hosts.
It's a co-host band.
I am also a co-host. I'm also the audio engineer. Paul, stop trying to grab a Twix out of that bag. You're making it real loud.
I'm sorry.
Hey man,
you know me, I can't
Twix.
get my hands off a Twix. As we learned in the last podcast,
he's a Twix man.
I'm the person who eats Twix during podcasts.
Yeah, that's you, Paul.
Everyone loves Twix.
Everybody knows it. You're notorious for it.
Yeah, the whole left factory,
if you want to
right
hear,
factory kind of thing.
If you want to hear the backstory about why I love Twix, I suggest you go listen to our first episode.
Yeah, go check it out. It's on SoundCloud, Whining Podcast.
At podcasts.com on Twitter.
What?
Don't go to that.
I thought you said that was our Twitter account.
No, I'm talking about our SoundCloud now. That's where we upload these.
Ooh, there's all these websites nowadays.
There's only 2.
Back in my day, there were no websites.
I remember when there was just the one.
Which one was it?
Pornhub.
Yeah, Pornhub.
Yep.
I'd be sponsored by Pornhub. That'd be pretty cool.
Just you personally or the podcast?
Both. Why not?
He just has to wear a Pornhub t-shirt all the time.
Or do you have to get a Pornhub tattoo?
Ooh, would you?
That's the question. Would you get a Pornhub tattoo?
How much would it cost for you to get a Pornhub tattoo?
Per month.
Per month?
Oh, per month.
Well,
Ooh,
I assume
like
that's how sponsorships work.
Monthly payment.
But what if it was... Okay, I want both answers. I want a monthly payment, and I want to hear just a one-time fee. How much it would cost?
Per month, I would probably want over $1,000.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
That's steep. I'd do it for like $12.
$12?
I'm a whore.
But it has to be visible.
How visible?
Like, obviously, because otherwise they wouldn't be sponsoring you. It's like you're a race car. You're the Pornhub race car.
Well, I wear sleeves a lot of the time, and I wouldn't want it on my face, so it'd have to go on like my hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, yeah, no, I'm with Josh on this one. Like over $1,000 a month.
I'd want over $1,000, but like, I don't know. I guess for just a one-time payment. I mean, it's porn money, so I'm pretty sure they can like let go of $1 million. I want $1 million.
Do you think in the long run that would be more? I bet we could do the math on that.
I'm sure we could, but
get $12,000 a
get
year.
$1 million right now. Like, I'll take that. Even after taxes, I'll take that. Those are my prices. Over $1,000 per month, or give me just $1 million up front.
Paul, what about you?
Oh, my body's a temple. I'm not getting any tattoos for nobody.
Yeah, it's because he's a YouPorn kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. My body's a YouPorn temple.
He really likes
what I meant
red
to say.
tube is what he likes.
What are we drinking today?
Oh, that's a good question, Josh. Anyways, today, I know I said we were going to have a rosé, but I couldn't find one at the grocery store. So I bought a...
Wait, okay. Hold on real quick.
Yeah, what?
What do you mean you couldn't find one? They're like in those large, like, gallon jugs at the very bottom. Almost at every grocery store.
Like a Carlo Rossi?
I don't know. Is that one of them?
That's the wine jug I have downstairs. That's not a rosé though.
It was not a
Okay,
rosé.
but they almost always come in just a giant 1-gallon jug.
Well, that may be true, but the grocery store I was looking at did not have that.
Okay.
So I almost bought a, I don't know, it was a pink one.
Pink Zinfandel?
No, it wasn't a Zinfandel. It was shoot, I have no idea, to be honest.
Was it just a can of bubble bath? Can of bubble
A
bath?
can bubble bath. Yeah, I
You know how
found
wine
myself in
and
the
bubble
soap
bath-
aisle
Yeah.
looking for wine.
They both come in bubble bath.
No, it
And
was
cans. I'm just fucking this up real bad.
no. I actually was talking to somebody who I used to live on the same floor with in my freshman year of college, and he said the wine was super sweet, and he specifically used the phrase he had to cut it with soda water to make it bearable, and that sounded just awful. So I decided to go with the original Dark Horse Big Red blend instead because
you
it
know-
was on sale.
Some people are what's the word I want to use here?
Fans of red wine.
Yeah, let's go with that. Some people just can't take their sweetness, which I am not one of those people. I like the sweeter the better.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. My
This-
diet is almost all sugar.
Yeah, I mean, I just ate like 4 Twix, 2 Twix, and 2 Snickers. That was not whole ones. They're fun sized.
See, I'm more of a sailor in that I'm very salty. I like to eat salty things.
You do like your salted nut rolls.
Those are fantastic.
They are
candies.
really good, and they're always really cheap.
Yeah.
Remember those Larry the Cable Guy ones we got?
No, what are you talking
Wait,
about?
What?
They were okay. So like, apparently, salted nut roll had like a new salted nut roll coming out that had like chocolate chips in it, right? And so for some goddamn reason, they got Larry the Cable Guy to like put his name on it. So it was like Larry the Cable Guy
Larry the
salted nut
Cable-
roll.
Is there an apostrophe S at the end of that? Larry the Cable Guy's salted nut roll.
I hope so because that
Oh,
just makes it sound like his gross, dirty redneck wiener.
Yeah.
And they were on sale because clearly nobody's buying them because like who's gonna buy something with Larry the Cable Guy's name on it? A lot of people, but a lot of
I
people
went
I
to
don't
middle
I was
trust.
gonna say,
people.
is this weird that I'm wearing my Larry the Cable Guy T-shirt and Larry the Cable Guy hat, Larry the Cable Guy socks, and Larry the Cable Guy Army style jacket?
See, the thing
that
is,
I
you
got
bought
in the
those
war,
you bought those as a knockoff, so it's all
except for the war piece, which I got when I was a soldier.
yeah, except for the war piece that they give out in the army. Larry the Cable Guy, the Larry the Cable Guy Purple Heart. That's what they call
That's for when you rescue somebody and then make a great comeback.
Great get her done joke. It might. Oh, they might have been called like "Get her done" salted nut rolls or something
my
really awful.
Nutter done.
I bought them because they were on sale because they were cheaper than regular salted
That's
nut
why I
rolls.
bought my clothes that all say Larry the Cable Guy on it.
Because they're on sale.
Yeah.
You also bought those discounts.
no,
and
they
they're
were cheaper
Harry
than
the
salted.
Cable Guy.
You can't
Salted
pass
nut
up
rolls.
a good deal.
They're cheaper than salted nut rolls.
Yeah.
They're all up. How much were
46 cents.
they? Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Under
4 cents
50.
cheaper. Impressive. But yeah, so I bought them because they were cheaper because they were on sale at Albertsons because nobody was buying them and they were like 10 cents each. So I bought 2 of them and they were good. I understand why people don't buy them often though. It's like, why not just go for regular salted nut roll?
I don't know. Maybe you want that brand.
You want,
You
give
want
me
that,
that
you want that
brand.
Larry the Cable Guy brand. It's really important.
If Larry the Cable Guy is listening, please sponsor us.
Please come on the show as a guest.
Oh, man, that would be so good.
cool. Oh, we had Larry the Cable Guy in our house.
It would be infinitely dirtier than it already is.
Anyway, speaking of cheap things, what do you guys think of this wine?
I have not tried it yet.
Take a sip. Let me know what you think.
I don't really know how to describe wine in the first place.
Well, do you like it?
It's not as good as last week. I
agree.
remember liking last week's wine more than I like this week's wine.
Interesting. I just took a sip of it and gagged a little bit, given I don't like wine that much. And I think it's just because I ate something sweet. Like, I think if I had not been eating something sweet right before this, it would have been fine. However,
You typically tend to, as far as I've seen you, when you drink wine, you tend to cut it with candy, which I know, as we talked about last week, is a little odd.
is it only because of last week you saw me drink wine and eat candy?
Yep, and that's pretty much the only time I've seen you drink wine.
I've
I believe you've done it other times. That's just the only time I've really seen you do it.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. I guess last week I cut with candy too.
You cut it specifically with Twix again.
Yeah.
Okay, now I gotta try this. Can I have a Twix?
Yeah.
I want to try this out.
So, well, I mean, you got to keep the continuity in there. I'm going to have a Twix before every single time we record this podcast. And
So
drink
you're
some
just
wine.
not going to like any of the
I'm
wine.
going to hate all of them. They're all going to be
If
bullshit.
it was more like Twix, I'd love it. But
Josh, you can just open that. It doesn't matter. Everybody knows you're going to eat a Twix.
Yeah, I know. I want to keep the mystery.
Peach has been
Fully
eating them
out.
on my.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's like, I don't know. I don't want to.
It's too much.
I don't want to open a wrapper over you guys talking.
That's
We've
fair.
got a lot of good stuff to
Yeah,
say.
I will
exactly
just
right
bite
now.
into this in the microphone though.
That is a very soft crunch. I agree with Paul when he said that it was a very like pleasant crunch. I can just still kind of hear you chewing in the mic. I tried this wine and it kind of tastes exactly the same as last week, but like, you know, I don't really know what it means when people are like, "Oh, this is a dry wine," but I feel like it's a little bit drier than last week.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say it's more bitter than last week. Not nearly as sweet.
Yeah, I think it's certainly more bitter, and that's why it doesn't go with Twix as well.
So for me, the Twix did not change the taste of the wine.
Paul,
It stays the same. However,
Do we have cheese?
we might.
I have a
We have
ton of
shredded
cheese.
cheese.
I've got some block cheese,
Yeah,
but
I bought 3 blocks of cheese the other day.
we really should have cut this before we started recording this podcast.
Yeah.
we can always.
We'll
just
just
Can we
we can
pause
always
it?
just cut it. Yeah, we can
Well-
just
Oh,
pause.
let's
no.
take a break
We'll
here.
just do Twix and wine. Eat this
I
Twix,
really
Paul.
want cheese. I really
No, we can
don't
take a
want
break. Let's
Twix.
take a break right here, and we'll go cut some cheese.
I'm so mad that I just laughed.
We're back.
Cool. We have some cheese now.
Let's go over our cheese selection.
Yeah.
So, Paul, what was yours? A medium cheddar?
Yeah, mine's a medium cheddar. It's got a very yellow color, almost orange, but mostly yellow.
Yeah.
I cut it into tiny squares.
I did all of those same things, cut it into tiny squares. So Paul's got a medium cheddar. I've got a sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, and then an extra sharp white cheddar. So,
Josh, can you tell us about your cheese?
Yes, I have a ramekin that is half filled with shredded Colby Jack cheese.
Josh, I don't.
that's
think
not
you-
even a joke.
I don't think you realize that you were allowed to have some of our cheese.
I know, but I like Kojak. It's really good.
You like Kojak,
Yeah,
the big black detective?
yeah,
Okay.
and the cheese variety.
Oh wait, he's only black in the remake. He's white in the original.
There was a Simpsons bit about that when I think it was Lisa. Lisa like had no hair or something, or like the person that was that like old small man that was impersonating Lisa said something, and then Homer told that little man something and said, "Figure it out, Kojak."
That show is so funny. I'm legitimately just laughing at that.
The way you laughed, it felt like a fake laugh, and then you were just genuinely so pleased.
No, I am a big Simpsons fan.
You know, and I think
We all are.
yeah, that's one thing that at some point pretty soon here, I think we're probably gonna do is just have every now and then an episode that is just talking about an episode of The Simpsons.
And the wine, because that's in
And the
name.
wine, yeah. Because The Simpsons is, I would say that it's probably one of the most important American television shows.
I would agree. It's very influential. It's like spawned the whole weird adult cartoon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like before The Simpsons did, nobody did it, and then it was like The Simpsons, King of the Hill, Family Guy, all the Cartoon Network ones.
Then South Park came along at some point.
Oh, South Park may have been before Family Guy. I think it was.
Was it?
I think so. It's been around for a while. I think, or they came along within a year of each other. But
Well, the Flintstones was actually an adult TV show. It was like supposed to be kind of like the Honeymooners, but it basically is the Honeymooners, but a cartoon.
well, yeah, they based it off the Honeymooners, but it was still like early morning for kids.
No, I mean, but yeah, a lot of adults watched it like a sitcom. Though.
Well, no, adults watched it, but I mean, it wasn't geared specifically toward adults, like where The Simpsons will say like ass, which a child's not supposed to hear.
Yeah, but
Well, I mean, that was
Dabba-Dass.
just 60s TV shows in general wouldn't say ass.
Yeah, but I think a lot of like those Hanna-Barbera cartoons though were
Those are children's television shows. All the
Were they?
Hanna-Barbera ones, yeah. All
Okay.
of like cartoons generally when they first started out were just for kids. That was like a
well,
thing.
not the first cartoons that would like show up.
Well, I mean,
before
like
movies. Those were specifically for adults.
I mean television cartoon, like Hanna-Barbera. Those were all like children's things. I mean, adults watched them, and I think that's what spawned the market for adult cartoon things.
and then eventually real adult cartoons came around.
Hentai, baby.
Like American
Yeah.
Dad,
Yeah,
my favorite TV show.
American Dad is really good though. Have you guys watched American Dad?
I'm not a fan.
American Dad is, I think, the one show that Seth MacFarlane tries on. I haven't seen it recently, so I can't really, talk about it now. But when I did watch it, it was really good.
This is 2007, by the way.
It just came on the air.
Yep.
Yep.
We finally got around to getting it on the internet. After years on tapes, we've digitized.
What is this? One of those podcasts? Get it? Because in 2007, podcasts weren't really big.
No,
Yeah, they were.
actually.
I mean, they were the thing. Were they big though?
Oh yeah,
I mean, like that.
The
They
whole-
were in mainstream culture.
Were they?
podcasts have been around for a while. I'm also surprised.
Well, I know they've been around for a while.
I'm
but I
surprised
didn't
that there
know
is
how
not
popular.
a generic name for podcast, because podcast started as like an Apple thing
iTunes
from
thing,
like iPod, and I'm surprised that Apple wasn't just like, oh no, this is our word now. You can't fucking use that. And then there's just like no generic word for it.
That is odd. I didn't realize they were that popular. From what I understand, from like most mainstream people, like I don't know, most people have for the first they heard of podcast was Serial, which upsets every other podcaster in the world because
I've never listened to it.
oh, Serial's amazing. But Scott Ackerman of Comedy Bang Bang, they joke about it how it was the first podcast a lot because I think that's what I think the news started picking up on it and they're like this new thing called podcasts. And then, so it's like
Yeah,
perceived as the first podcast. It's a good podcast, but
yeah. I don't listen to a lot of popular podcasts. Most of the podcasts that I listen to are podcasts that are side projects from other like people that have other stuff on the internet. So
Like
I'm
us.
more, yeah. So I more listen to that because it's a personality that I'm familiar with more than anything else. There's not a lot of podcasts that I listen to that are only a podcast.
you listen to Comedy Bang Bang.
Not frequently. I
Or
don't
you
like.
did, you used to.
Yeah, I mean, I'll listen to it every now and then when I'm like, oh, I have some time to kill. But kind of the thing with Comedy Bang Bang for me is that I'm not familiar with a lot of the guests that are on, except for like the ones that recur like very frequently. So I don't listen to every episode because it's like I don't know if this person's all that funny, so I'm not gonna.
That's why I like listening to them now, is to find new comedians. Because usually, generally, if they're a stand-up comic and they're on Comedy Bang Bang and they're funny, I'll go check out their stand-up.
Mhm.
What a very serious segment that was.
Yeah, this is a very serious podcast.
Serious wine podcast.
Sirius XM sponsor us.
That'd be cool.
Oh man, what if we were sponsored by them? We got our own Sirius channel.
Well, we wouldn't be sponsored by them. They would just pay for everything and pay us a salary.
And Howard Stern would host our show.
Ugh. I hate Howard Stern.
He's my dad.
Yeah, I hate your dad.
Yeah, your dad sucks.
Guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baba Booey. He's not my dad. We all kid, though. We love Howard Stern. Howard Stern, please come on the show.
Howard Stern, please come on the show.
Yeah, I'd have him on the show.
Mostly just because he'd come to our living room, and that'd be kind of fun.
I think it'd be funny to get anybody on our podcast that, because they'd have to come in our living room. We have an open chair, but they would just see how unprofessional it is, like just tucked in the corner of our living room. And there's a bag of candy.
I'm
where
pretty sure
somebody
that's
would be.
how most podcasts started out.
Is a bag of candy on a chair
A bag of candy on a chair.
that they're waiting
Yeah.
for a guest to sit in?
Yeah, totally.
If anybody, and I mean anybody, you don't have to be a celebrity. If anybody guest stars on our show, please do not sit on the bag of candy because it melt all over your pants and
We're
we'd
not
have
liable.
to clean it up.
And the
We are
Snickers
not
are
liable
already
for
kind of
that.
melty for some reason. It's not even summertime. It's October. And I bought them from the store, and it was like I left them in a hot car, but they're all like melted to the wrapper.
Well, you did say that you ran into a fire last night. Did you try to put them out with the Snickers?
Oh, man.
Tell us about
Sorry,
that.
I got excited about the fire thing. I called 911 for the first time in my life last night. I was coming back from the store because I just bought a bunch of candy. And that sounds like a joke, but it certainly is not. And behind a restaurant, there was just this dumpster that was on fire. Not like a little fire, but like almost catching the building on fire.
When you say a fire, what do you mean?
Well, it's one of the four elements. There's air,
Air?
there's fire, there's earth, and there's water.
You're right. Those are the four kingdoms.
Paul.
Everything changed once the Fire Nation attacked.
Is that from Avatar? I haven't seen Avatar.
It is. It's very good.
Oh.
It's a
I
good
think
show.
that's a Coen Brothers bit, but anyway.
But so there was like a dumpster that was just on fire, almost catching the building on fire, and there was nobody around. So like there was nobody at the restaurant, there was nobody like on the road I was driving on at the time. So I called 911.
You're saying a fire started when only you were around.
Yeah. So then I called 911, and we live right by the fire station. So as I was like pulling onto our street, I saw the fireman leave to go put out that fire, I presume. And I felt really proud because I was like, hey, I'm responsible for that fire
What?
being put out.
What if you didn't call and we drove past this morning and that was just gone? Like that building
I
was
would
just
not have
gone.
told you guys. That would have been a secret I kept for the rest of my life.
The rest of your life, really.
I probably would have told
What
you guys
was
when I
it-
got
what-
drunk at some
Where was
point.
the dumpster? What was it behind again?
Cafe Zydeco?
I've never been there. Do people go there?
I think people go there. But I don't know.
Really?
It looks, from the outside, it looks like it'd be kind of dumpy inside. But I don't know. I think people like it.
I went to high school with somebody who works there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Couldn't tell you what it's like, but I that's all I associate
Yeah,
with it.
I didn't know what that word meant, so I looked it up, and I think it's a southern thing.
It's
Cafe? Cafe is like a restaurant, or in Spanish, cafe is that's Spanish for coffee.
coffee. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Zydeco is...
Where does the accent go on the letter?
On the E.
Thank you.
Cafe. I've only taken a couple years of Spanish. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. I'll let
Don't hold me to that.
I think it's
please.
pronounced coffee.
coffee.
Coffee?
Hey, give me some coffee.
Like a coffee
Can
and
I
a
get
quarter.
some coffee here?
Oh, but Zydeco, it's like a Zydeco is like a what's that? Really trashy, like French mixed with Southern thing.
Creole?
You know, like Creole.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Am I offending somebody?
Now, you might be, but it
I don't
doesn't-
care,
I don't
first
care
of
if they're
all.
offended.
Did I offend
Mostly when you call it trashy, that
Fuck
might be the
off.
thing that did it.
Yeah.
you? I didn't call it trashy.
I'm just looking at you because I happen to be eating a cake.
Creole or I think that's right. I'm thinking Creole. Or Cajun.
Cajun.
Cajun is the
Okay.
word I'm thinking of. Yeah. Remember that old bit on Saturday Night Live? Yeah, it was probably before you were alive. It was also before I was alive.
Yeah, it was
because you're
like-
older than me. But it was Adam Sandler, and he would just do a bit that was called Cajun Man, and it was just him wearing like overalls and like a busted up straw hat, and he would just be like, oh wait, maybe he did news. He had a lot of things that were just like blank man. Like he had Opera Man, where he would just sing popular like events, or there were more. I can only
Man.
think of two.
And there is the work of the greatest comedian of the 20th century.
You seen Jack and Jill, baby?
Hell yeah, dude. That's my favorite movie.
Al Capone. Al Pacino's in it.
Al Capone is the greatest comedian of our time.
You know it. He was always killing those people as a goof.
Well, I mean that vault. When he tricked Geraldo Rivera? Geraldo Rivera.
Geraldo Rivera.
Geraldo at
When,
large.
when he chicked
That's the word you're getting wrong. You got his name right.
when he twicked Geraldo Rivera, that was some funny shit.
I had a teacher whose dad apparently was a musician in Chicago at the time that Al Capone was like popular, and she was talking about that, and she was just like, "I guess that's just where they park their cars." My dad was laughing throughout the whole Geraldo thing because he was just like, "They're not gonna find shit," which I thought was funny. Also, Geraldo Rivera is kind of a dickhead, so
I'm stuck on the part where you just told a story about your teacher's dad. It's just such a weird degree of separation.
well, my teacher's dad is Kevin Bacon, so
Well, is that where they got the name from?
of the meat. No,
What
I imagine
name?
that became much before Kevin Bacon.
You think so?
Maybe I wasn't alive when Footloose came out, so I don't know.
Where
Yes,
did the
you
word bacon
fucking
come from?
were.
I mean,
He's 68 years old and he keeps pretending like he's 22, but he's not.
you keep pretending I'm 21, bud.
Well, you're not doing a good job. I think you're 22.
That's fair. I just appear slightly older than I pretend to be. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Slightly.
Ouch.
Yeah. Take that.
I'm hip.
Take that
Snapchat,
sick jab.
Vine, Musically.
You do like vines.
Yeah, we talked about that on a podcast already. It's not to say that I like Vines. It's to say I have seen a lot of Vines in compilation form. I don't care for many of them. There are some that are like not underground Viners, because that sounds real douchey, but like not popular Viners who are like funny.
Okay. Do people make money from Vine?
I think they do because they do specifically sponsored Vines. I think most of the Viners that I like don't do sponsored Vines. So, but like really popular Viners would be like, these red Vines. Oh, that's why I went to red Vines. I was like, why did I think of that? It's because we were talking about Vine.
Okay.
I prefer Twizzlers.
Oh,
Yeah. But so they'll do like sponsored Vines like, oh man, my clothes are so clean. Thanks a lot, Tide. Or, shit like that for 6 seconds. They only get paid like $1 million.
I wish I was a Viner.
It'd be the easiest goddamn job. You have to come up with 6 seconds of
Yeah,
content.
just a 6-second video.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, it's not hard.
You have a podcast that's almost an hour. Are you kidding me? Look at all that money that we could be getting.
Yeah, 833 measures, baby.
I forgot that you still measure and measure.
Oh, it's not me measuring. It's program. It's a program.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, sound got all weird there for a second.
No, it didn't.
For me, it did.
Okay.
Which I'm the important one because I've got the.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the sound engineer. Listen
Okay.
to me.
Okay, sound engineer PJ. Toot your horn. Toot your engineer horn.
All right. What else?
Yeah, what else we got to talk about?
Paul, you're just staring off at the wall. Maybe at the cats on the wall. I don't know what you're staring at.
I don't really have a staring spot. When you just stare, you don't really pick out a spot to stare at. At least that's how I feel. Maybe other people do. I don't know. How do you guys stare?
I only stare at butts.
I just look forward. That's pretty much it.
Really, though,
That's very positive of you. Always looking forward.
Yeah. What did you guys do anything this week?
Yeah.
Anything? Oh wait, no, we do have a thing to talk about. We just saw The Thing.
Oh,
We just came back from a movie. We can talk about that, I guess.
Phenomenal movie, The Thing. It's got Kurt Russell. We talked about this in a past podcast, I think.
Yeah,
how much we like
at
The
some
Thing.
point we talked about it.
I don't know if it's one of the ones that made it to air or not.
We've already
but-
got 2 episodes out, and we're always like, "What did we talk about this?" Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, we're just pretending. We know exactly. We have transcript that we memorized.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, great movie. I want a poster, locally made poster, and
Josh made it.
Josh,
He drew it crudely on a napkin and gave
Yeah.
it to PJ.
he said you won this.
Congratulations!
I lost my
You did
shit.
it.
I was so excited.
You totally did it. I'm proud of you, bud.
Thanks, Josh.
But yeah, that was the first time that I've ever seen the movie in its entirety.
What'd you think?
How'd you like it?
As a first-time entirety viewer, what say you?
I really
Josh?
liked it. Maybe it was because I was drunk, but it didn't seem as tense as a lot.
You also
people
fell
have-
asleep.
I did fall asleep because I got really drunk. But then I sobered up a little bit, and then I was wet. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a good movie, but I didn't think it kept. I didn't think it was as tense as everyone always says. It was like, oh, the thing is just a really tense movie. I'm like, I can see that.
You didn't get
But-
spooked at all? Not even a jump scare?
I jumped a little bit at one point.
When he dips the blood, the thing in the blood?
No, it was before that.
Was it when Wilfred Brimley pops out of the cave?
No, that almost got me. I was like, I was
every time.
prepared for it.
I forget about it every
I
time.
prepared for it. I was like, this, like, there's not even background music. I know this is coming. No, it was before that. I don't remember what it was though. But there was one that got me. But no, I thought it was a really good movie. The effects were really good too. I like those.
Yeah, I think they're all
Um,
practical except for the one at the very beginning where the spaceship is going on.
I'm pretty sure even that has practical effects.
Oh
too.
no, that was all CGI.
Was it? Because I'm
Well,
pretty
the
sure they would.
very beginning.
Well, they would have at least I think constructed that
In
like,
space.
spaceship.
And
they built a spaceship and then they flew it to Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure they would have at least built that, and then they would have put like trails and that kind of stuff behind it. But, I mean, aside from that, I liked it. Good movie.
What about you, Paul? How'd you like it? I mean, you've seen it before, but
I mean, to be honest, I was distracted.
how?
I've been thinking. Can't get this off of my mind.
Yeah.
You know, in Law and Order, SVU.
I'm familiar with the show.
Yeah, Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah. They should have called that the pedophiles.
This is a joke. We. They should have.
But all the crimes aren't committed against kids, though.
Well, no, but I mean that's just a little joke.
Okay. Well, just say there's a hole in your joke.
Yeah, and there's a hole in your butt, but we don't talk about that, do we?
Well, we all have a hole in
We
our butt.
we probably talked about it honestly.
Both have that?
I've got a butthole.
Paul?
Pleading the fifth.
Okay. Would you like to know what happened a year ago today in the news?
Yeah, I would.
I have to do it in a voice where if somebody's listening to this and it was like a murder or something, that they'll be all spooked out and they'll be like, ooh, that did happen a year ago today.
Yeah, do it.
Clinton Sanders back Obama's plan to keep troops in Afghanistan.
Is that it?
I mean, I could read the whole news thing, but I'd rather not.
Okay, that's fine.
It was just a news headline.
Okay.
So if any of those people are dead and it's all spooky, it happened a year ago today.
Wait, do you mean if Clinton or Sanders are dead?
Colonel Sanders or Bill Clinton?
Barnaby Clinton?
Barnaby Clinton. Yours is better. I tried Bill Clinton. I was like, oh, they're directly.
Oh, that's a guy.
Oh, that's a dude. Weird.
That's probably the most famous. Well, I don't know about the most famous Clinton.
Certainly not right now. Chelsea is right now.
Oh, yeah. Chelsea is where it's at. This is 2023. Chelsea Clinton. She just released. Did you guys check out Sex Tape? Check out Sex Tape.
Check
Her
out
and
Sex
Ray
Tape?
J.
I'll check out Sex Tape.
The
I didn't say that.
The movie with Jason Segel and
I didn't say that.
Cameron Diaz.
I
Tonight-
never said that.
Tonight was the third presidential debate. What do you guys think?
Was it?
None of us watched it
Oh,
because
yeah.
we were watching the thing. But what do you guys think was the most ridiculous thing said there? Because I feel like we could almost come up with it.
When Donald Trump admitted that he just whips his dick out at children and says, "Hey, look at me," and then puts it in a hot dog bun.
I'm pretty sure he grabbed a pussy.
Oh, he grabbed a pussy for sure.
I like to imagine that he tried to spin that with like some sort of weird thing with cats.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
he
a
was
big-
like, no, look it, and then he grabs a cat.
I'm a big fan of cats. Look, these are the best cats. I have the best cats. Everyone says they're the best cats.
When I said I came at her like a bitch, I meant a female dog. 'Cause I was a
love,
cat.
I love animals.
A little too much.
He would say something that just put him into another worse spot, wouldn't he?
Oh, I bet he did. I haven't been on Facebook or anything, so I haven't heard anything about the third debate. Which I watched the last two, so it's weird to not see this one. But I already voted, so it doesn't matter. Absentee baby.
Who are you, a Gary Johnson fan?
I wrote in Donald Duck.
Donald Duck.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote in Mickey Mouse.
I want a pantsless president.
Pantsless?
Mm-hmm. Donald Duck doesn't wear no pants.
He doesn't wear pants.
But he wears like a sailor top.
Yeah, and a sailor hat.
Yeah, well,
Is he a sailor?
He's got to keep warm somehow.
He's a duck.
Ducks can be sailors.
Well, yeah, that's just it's a,
He's a duck.
So?
He's a duck. He can't join the Navy.
Why not?
What do you think? He's a sailor?
Why can't he join the
could
Navy?
be.
It's just like how gay people can't join the Navy.
That's duckist.
Oh, wait, no. That's the one that gay people do join. I'm sorry. Gay people can't join the army. Or the, yeah, sorry.
Well, they can join whatever they want.
Now. Under Obama's America.
So I'm looking at some news articles here, and there's some interesting ones. I've got this unlucky fellow is the first known victim of a boomerang attack.
Oh.
wait.
That
The
can't be real.
first known victim.
Apparently,
Those have been Australian weapons for like hundreds of years.
And,
How is he the first known victim of a boomerang?
and in Mad Max 2,
Oh yeah,
some guy gets his finger cut off with a boomerang.
absolutely
Okay,
by
well-
the Pharaoh kid.
Yeah,
Okay.
by the Feral Kid.
well, let me read this article.
Feral
and,
Australian Kid.
Yeah,
We'll get a little bit
Pharrell.
more into it. A 600-year-old skeleton unearthed in Australia shows signs of a brutal attack.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you
no,
meant
this-
just some guy got
No,
recently
this
hit by
wasn't- this
a
wasn't
boomerang.
recent.
I was like, that doesn't make
wasn't-
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense that they found remains of the actual
Yeah, no, this wasn't
theoretically
the
first
recent-
boomerang attack.
Recent
Do
thing.
do you think they found a very crude boomerang right next to it? I don't know. I think that's so funny.
I didn't even understand really what you said. Could you say that one more
He
time?
said, "Do you think they found the remains of a really crude boomerang right next to him?"
I hope so.
Like made out of just two bones, like just
Yeah.
stuck
Taped
together.
together.
Yeah.
Taped.
Tape. Yeah.
What do you guys? What was the first kind of
Aboriginal
tape?
tape.
Do you know that?
What?
What was the first kind of tape?
I'm pretty sure it was just like snail goo.
VHS?
On paper.
Betamax.
I'm pretty sure cassette was before all that.
Video cassette.
Yeah. Video cassette tape. It's one word. Video cassette tape.
There was a in the thing today. So the thing was made in oh man, I want to say
1982.
Is it 82? I think it's 81, but you might be right. Let's look this up. You know what? Yours is sounding more right every time you say it.
Every
which is a
time you
lot.
say it, it sounds more
The
right.
thing 1982. You got it. Okay, so the thing was made in 1982, and there was a part where there was a VHS player, and like those were not popular in 1982, but they like made a big deal of showing that it was a VHS player, and it had the same exact logo as like the last VHS player I remember having as a kid. Like it stayed the same for however long, the logo.
And a lot of logos do.
Name another one.
That has stayed the same.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably McDonald's.
Nope, changed. It used to be one single arch. That's not even a joke. Sounded like a joke, but the original McDonald's logo was one arch.
That was a huge oversight.
On their part?
Yeah, compared to what
Yeah.
it is now, it's like we could have made an M.
Yeah, exactly. It
We
was
could have made
super
an
dumb
M.
of them.
That wasn't a pretty big.
Name another one.
oversight.
Pepsi? No, they
No, I wasn't
changed
gonna
it.
say
Pepsi
Pepsi.
also used to just be
Okay,
a
first of
single
all,
arch.
Pepsi. The Pepsi logo in 2003 is by far the best Pepsi logo. Look it up; it's really good.
I think that's the one I grew up with.
That's
so.
the one I grew up with, so I'm obviously biased, but
Josh and PJ were both test tube babies in 2003, which is how they were able to grow up with the Pepsi logo in explicitly 2003.
If you're following along this podcast and you also looked up Pepsi logo 2003, I like the Pepsi logo itself, but usually it's like there's some shitty thing behind it that just looks like it's like a blue explosion
yeah,
of
coming
ice.
out of some ice.
I don't care for that.
I don't like that, but like the actual
The,
Pepsi
the actual logo, but that was like that wasn't just the 2003 logo. Like they added highlights and stuff to it, but that was the similar logo to like when it was first a thing. Like
Yeah.
when they first came up with the logo. This is the most boring fucking part of this podcast. We're just talking about the Pepsi logo.
Whatever, man. Every podcast has that.
Has a lull
podcast
where they
has a
talk about
logo.
Every
Pepsi.
podcast has that segment where they talk about Pepsi logos. Actually, no, I think Coke hasn't changed their logo.
Coca-Cola's original logo was like way different.
Was it?
Well, the
I-
one from like 1883, yeah.
I
The font has changed, like very slightly, but it's changed.
Okay, well that's
In-
not a significant enough change.
In 1946, Coke changed their logo from a very poorly drawn black man just pouring Coke in his ear to the Coca-Cola label we know today, which is a polar bear sucking on a big old can of Coke.
That is true. Snopes confirmed it.
We just looked it up. No, see, it's been a considerable change. If you look up Coca-Cola history, it originated very differently. The first
Okay.
incarnation of the current Coca-Cola.
Okay, that was
logo
just someone on
was
a
the
typewriter.
1900.
That was just
You're
someone
not
on a
wrong.
typewriter
And
typing
then-
out Coca-Cola.
Well, and look at the fucking 2003 logo. That's some bullshit. It's like what I think they saw Pepsi's logo and they're like, shit, they're just so
Okay,
good.
well,
and then they like tried to make
but
it
like
good.
the
and it just
words,
wasn't.
the words are the main point of all of this.
All right. Well, the first incarnation was in 1905 then. Well, it actually says the 1905s.
1905s. All those years of 1905. There it is. But yeah, except for that weird year right there, like right before 1997, where there's just Coke.
Oh, 1980. Yeah. Well, that was when they came out with New Coke, and everybody hated it because it was like a new formula too.
Oh,
This is the Soda and Candy Podcast. We'll be right back at you.
yeah. Welcome
after
to
this
the
ad.
welcome to the Candy Cast.
Oh, I would have a candy podcast.
Hey man, we can just have an episode all about candy. Halloween is coming up. We can have an episode just all about candy.
My work is having a pizza party at a hotel on
Wait, wait, wait.
Halloween.
Why?
Because it's Halloween.
Why at a hotel?
I have no idea.
For a bunch of bus drivers.
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. They said it on the radio today. They were like announcing it. They're like, remember, it's a 4-day weekend. And on Halloween, we're having a pizza party at the 4th floor of the whatever. I was like,
On the 4th floor. That's not even is that just a hotel room?
No, I think there's like a conference room on that floor.
Okay.
But it just sounded like such nonsense. I'm not going to go.
Oh,
No.
why not? That sounds like a really fun thing to go to.
I am the youngest person there. Okay, so there are like 3 people who are around my age, so like in their early
68.
20s, 60, and we're the youngest by like I guarantee 45 years. Probably not 45. At least
Those
30.
other people are at least 100 years old if the math adds up, which it does.
Paul's a mathematician.
I just did that on my calculator.
C-A-L.
Is that your new way of
See
saying
you
goodbye?
later.
Calculator.
Well, I was going to shorten it to just calcul, but then I realized that our
That sounds
fans
like a
who are,
Superman character.
well, I was going to
Calcul.
say our fans who are not as hip as us might not know what
Do we
were
have
talking
fans?
about. Oh, yeah, dozens,
Dozens?
hundreds,
Whew.
thousands of people tune into this podcast every week.
Dang.
You're the one who's in charge of uploading it. Do you see? Can you see how many people listen to it?
Mhm.
How many people have listened to it?
I think episode 0 we've had 5 listens, and episode 1 we've had 8.
Ooh,
That's honestly more than
That's
I
more
was
than I thought,
expecting.
yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting 1. I was expecting 0 to 2. That's what I was expecting.
We better pick it up on this next podcast.
I really hope to God it's not people who like think I'm a respectable citizen, because somebody brought it up to Paul and I, who were like, "Oh, you started a podcast," and like it's somebody who like thinks that we're like real adults who don't talk about things like gummy candy as cock rings, things like that, or and
Well,
like
to be fair, it was weird that you guys both brought it up that you love to do that still and are doing it right now in front of me.
yeah,
Why don't you join us?
you're the odd man out here, you weirdo.
I just call me old fashioned. But
Old fashioned.
fine, I'll do it too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
it's
now
on.
you got to put it on. It's just you making noise in the microphone. You can't fool these clever listeners, Paul.
There it goes. I gotta say, I don't get it. I don't get why you guys do it. Oh, no, I do.
Yeah, you
okay,
get it.
Yeah,
there
see,
it
now
is.
you're on board.
Okay.
Yeah. You can always put on more, too.
We got a whole bag of them.
Well, you guys ate all the other freaking peach rings,
Well, we can,
so no, I can't.
we can share.
You already ate them, Josh.
No, I didn't.
What are you gonna do? Regurgitate them?
Yeah, I'm a little baby bird.
Well, they don't regurgitate. The mother bird
I'm a little
regurgitates.
No, he's a little baby bird who's sick. He's throwing up.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's okay. Spit it out. I guess we didn't have as many to start with as I thought, so you only threw up about half.
Oh, yeah. We went to the store and bought 4 individual ones.
Yeah. PJ, you got the other half?
Yeah.
Come on.
You don't want to know where it is.
Cough it up.
No. I'm sorry. Yes, and I will cough it up vigorously. See what I did there? That's improv skills, baby.
PJ just held up a sign that said,
Fuck me.
we only bought 3.5, actually.
I couldn't say no, though. Improv, Paul. Improv. The only thing I could just hear was Josh eating cheese into the microphone. Not even into it. He's like a good foot away, but
No,
it's
this
like
is not a foot away.
I'm bad at distances because Shelby made fun of me because
You
I
should
thought,
not be driving a bus full of special children then.
hey, it pays the bills. When I went in to take my test, I had a yardstick. They don't let me carry that around though.
That was like a blind man's cane.
Paul really liked it. I don't one of those jokes. He's over there chuckling about it.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on right there.
I'm orgasming from the peach ring cock ring. And I just didn't want to moan into the mic.
Is this just
No,
gonna get
it's-
brought up every podcast?
Probably.
Cock rings.
This is gonna turn into like just a running joke until,
Until Serial picks it up.
and then we have to stop it because now it's popular.
This is
should-
going to be the new Harambe.
Oh what?
Having a peach ring on your penis.
Yeah, I don't really know how to bring up memes, so I kind of just threw something out there.
Okay.
Just Harambe yourself.
Oh.
That was a pun.
If I'm being honest, I really don't care for that.
No, I don't
Mhm.
either. I think it's stupid. I think it's fucking stupid.
What, Harambe?
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that His only legacy is being a meme.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad.
I think it's hilarious. Everyone's so serious about like, oh, this poor gorilla. And
You
then-
posted about it on Facebook, and you're like, the best thing about 2016 is that Harambe came back as a meme twice.
yeah,
But the thing was, I didn't know what it was in the first place, so I had to Google it after you said that, and I could not find the answer for a while. Like, I looked up Harambe, and it was just pictures of gorillas, so I was really confused. I was like, what is this meme? What's happening? And then I think I asked you,
yeah,
and you're like, oh, it's that one that got shot.
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
And then people forgot about him, and then someone on Twitter like posted a picture of his face, and it just said "Dick Sack for Harambe," and then Harambe came back as a meme, even bigger than before.
I actually saw that guy make a tweet, and he was like,
Just
"I'm
kidding,
so sorry,
put your dicks away.
everybody, for coming up with that." And he felt legitimately bad that he had said that.
That's pretty funny.
I don't know. Memes are interesting. There was a podcast that I listened to a couple weeks ago, and they had someone on there that was talking about memes and like the history of memes and like cultural significance of memes. And
Wait,
it's really
have we been
interesting.
talking about Maymays this entire time?
Maze, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've just been pretending like I knew what I was talking about with memes, but yeah, okay, Maymays. Now I'm on the same page.
Are you on board?
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
I mean,
now I
it's
know what we're talking about.
Different dialects, I understand.
When I first read meme on the internet, it was probably like 2010 or so.
Mhm.
I thought it was pronounced Mimi.
Meme.
Like I really did. And then I hadn't ever heard anybody say it out loud because it wasn't like a thing then. And I didn't really know what they were. I just heard them referenced. And then I think I asked Paul what they were for the first time. You're like, they're like pictures with writing on them. And then you said they're pronounced meme, and I felt like an idiot.
Maymay.
Meme. You said they were pronounced meme.
Meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you were telling a story.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it was just I listened to a podcast. They talked about memes, and it was really interesting. If you're interested in what that podcast is,
I hate podcasts.
I'll put a thing somewhere. Don't worry about it. Maybe I'll tweet it out. Something like that. I don't know.
Look below this podcast to find out.
Yeah, it should be in the SoundCloud description.
Right now, right here.
There it is. Super Megacast episode 2. I hope it's episode 2.
That was Paul,
I
everybody.
hope that picked up.
It did. I heard it.
You claimed every bodily function on me so far.
That's not true. Sometimes when I burped into it, I owned up to it. But that one was genuinely.
I don't know if it counts as owning up if you just don't say anything.
It does. I hope there's a waveform for your fart.
I'm gonna crank that gain up
Do it.
just so everyone knows.
It's going to sound horrible the rest of the podcast.
I'm gonna make sure it clips.
Yeah. Right. Did we talk about the wine?
Yeah, we talked. That was one of the first things we talked about.
Oh, okay.
That we started.
We
every
just
podcast.
go off topic real
Still
quick.
yeah, well, that's kind of the point. I like it. It's easy to. It's gonna be really weird when if you like click at the 10-minute mark and click at like the 25-minute mark, and you're just like,
What we're talking about?
yeah,
It's going to be cock rings the whole time.
it's gonna be cock rings. I
Yeah.
hope it's just always cock rings. Well, how long have we been going for?
1,600 measures.
That sounds about right. Want to plug it up?
Sure.
All
Let's
right.
do some plugs.
Who's got plugs? What do you got to plug?
Josh, you got plugs?
Do I have anything to plug? Not at the moment, but eventually, probably within the next couple of weeks, there is something I am going to plug. But as of right now, same as always, check out my Instagram at Joshua T. Check out my Twitter at Joshua T. And check out my website, joshuatyra.com. That's all I got.
Paul?
If you could check out my Twitter at pjams with a Z Willet. I've got lots of funny jokes on there. That's at pjams Willet. And pjams is spelled with a Z.
How do you spell that last word?
Willet?
Yeah.
Probably like WEEELLLLITTTTTY.
Mm.
The Y is silent.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the sometimes why.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I liked that. Cool, you done?
I'm just kidding. That was PJ's Twitter. Not actually. My Twitter's at Krang's Dumb Body. You can follow me there if you want. That's really all I got to plug right now.
Well, yeah, you can check me out on Twitter at pjamswillet. Jams with a Z. Willet, WILETT. Also,
That's exactly what I said.
exactly. Paul and I also have a band, PJ Paul and Mary. You can check us out. Just Google us. Like us on Facebook. And then I've got an album of my own coming out sometime soonish.
What's it called?
It's called Thug Life.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I'm using that one picture.
I was gonna say you should use that picture that I took.
Oh, I am. Yeah, that's why I called it Thug Life.
Nice.
So it's Thug Life by PJ Willett. It'll be on Bandcamp sometime soon.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have for this week. Please follow the podcast at Whining Podcast on Twitter.
Bless you, Paul.
Be sure to follow us on SoundCloud as well. I'm sure that button is somewhere on this page. You're listening to it, so you're already on SoundCloud. Half the work is done.
Good job.
Yeah, and
The other half is grueling.
Yeah, click on that goddamn button. Oh no!
That made me laugh. Paul said that, so I can spit wine out on my pants.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's great. Okay, we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.